Hello, future humans, whether from the short future or the long distant future, and whether or not you have seen these inventions be achieved yet or not. Here is your chance to peek into the potentially naive thoughts of us, your previous versions of humans, and ancestors if you happen to be from thousands and thousands of years into the future, which that might be. So, for context, in case you are from the future and these issues have been resolved and you literally don't know what's going on, or you have the mental intelligence of a dingbat, or you just don't care about the topic, which is perfectly fine. Here's the overview. The world in which we live today, as of January 2023, is heating itself via us burning a lot of fossil fuels, which is releasing CO2, which is thickening the atmosphere, which is in return trapping in more heat, which is causing the Earth temperature to heat up. Now, there are a multitude of reasons why that's bad, including the fact that it will destroy ecosystems, it'll make animals extinct, plants will go bad, and generally it'll make Earth terrible. So how do we solve this problem? That's a really big question. So let's pass it to my friend Alex.
Well, I'm glad you asked. The first problem we are going into is agriculture. Not cars, because there are already way too many resources about that topic. Our world has a massive starving population, and we aren't doing anything about it. Those with food are wasting it, and those without food are dying. But fear not, future humans, assuming we've resolved the problem. Here are the technologies that we have developed or will develop within the next century or so in order to ensure that you and your future humans will still exist and be able to breathe fresh air. The first problem is that our agriculture is basically a mess right now, with our techniques only providing short-term benefits that hugely damage the environment around them. I am, of course, talking about the countless pesticides and various chemicals that should not only be banned, but also be outlawed by the Geneva Convention, as these chemicals are literally like mustard gas against our ecosystem. Agriculture has developed to be at max efficiency, even if it means to destroy everything around it, including the lasting ecosystems that have been here on Earth with our ancestors for generations. The thing is, many people don't even care about our environment, even when evidence is smacked in their face. Pesticides have been associated with Alzheimer's, ADHD, and other problematic diseases in consumer products. But the worst thing is, even with these horrible things implemented, we are still letting millions and millions of people starve, especially in third world countries. Altogether, 3.1 million people who die from starvation per year, and another 822 million who are malnourished. Since about 67 million people die in a year total, hunger kills about 4.6 of them. Fun fact, 2.5 billion tons of food are being wasted each year. Now that you understand the gravity of the situation, let's see how we can possibly solve it in the future. There are 3 directions to increase efficiency, or just straight output, and we will start with incorporating technology such as drones into our agriculture. The drones would collect data and calculate the most optimal way to grow the plants, whether the plants need more fertilizer or are in need of pesticide because of potential infections. Through this, the farmer could then precisely tend to the plant's needs in the single plant, thus dramatically reducing waste, while dramatically increasing the productivity and efficiency of the plants. The second direction utilizes more land. If we want to grow the crops closer to home without having to remove our buildings, why not just farm in the buildings vertically? Vertical gardens are indoor gardens that are really space efficient and utilize less water, because with vertical gardens, you only have to water it from the top. Then the water flows down, watering the rest of the plants. It is also sustainable for urban environments, purifying the air for densely packed populations in the city. Then we have the third and final direction for agriculture, which is just fully abandoning the conventional farming crops and for something smaller but better, such as algae, as it only grows faster, but it costs less to produce. It purifies the environment and can be grown with significantly less land. Not only that, but algae also is very nutritious in many vitamins and minerals, and in my personal opinion, tastes pretty awesome. If we could survive this near future, we could then try to move on with more advanced techniques in which the futures, such as 3D printing meat, which is already in development.
Thanks, Alex. I am now going to talk about the second problem, and that problem is housing. Architecture might be the last thing on your mind when it comes to global warming, but it certainly contributes a whole lot. Housing indirectly causes about 40% of all carbon emissions in the entire world through energy consumption. But that's not the problem. The problem is that lots of that energy is not actually used, and houses are just pulling in a lot more energy than they need to because a lot of that energy gets wasted in the form of heat dispersion. That's why we present mycelium, which is basically mushroom roots, and here's why they could become a building material of the future. Mycelium can be produced cheap, like really, really cheap. All you need is a chunk of dirt with existing mycelium culture, smack it onto wood scrap in the right conditions and the wood under a bunch of time. The wood scraps are now mycelium too. Dry it out, cut it into bricks, rinse and repeat. And bam, you've got yourself the building material of the future as far as I can tell. It is eco-friendly and it's stronger than concrete, like 2 times stronger. It is more thermally conductive than fiberglass, which is really important because heat is one of the major causes of energy consumption. It is fire resistant, and as if it cannot get cooler, mycelium bricks can repair itself. Like, if you stick 2 mycelium bricks together, it will merge into one. How cool is that? Self repairing concrete. That would solve maintenance issues, renovation costs, and so much more. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you want to, and comment down below if you feel like it. See ya!